Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady and the principal owner of Everett Tax Solutions, where we help you win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, and when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the small business community. But today, I want to talk about how to report income in 2020 for tax year 2020, filing in 2021, because we had this bill. Listen, the coronavirus and all that stuff, there's all these different types of income. And quite frankly, taxpayers are confused as to how does what get filed, okay? How does it get claimed, all of that. So I'm going to go through the general list of the different types of income that could be had during the 2020 and the coronavirus pandemic, and just let you know what's up. Okay. So number one is pandemic unemployment insurance. This is the additional $600 per week that went on for a while. That was reduced to $300 per week with the second stimulus bill. That income is taxable. Okay, so whether it came from the feds or whether it came from the state, that is taxable income and must be reported on your tax return. Now, with a lot of people being out of their jobs, there are a lot of people that picked up side hustles, whether they were delivering for Instacart, DoorDash, driving Uber, Lyft, all of that. There are a lot of gig workers that increased because people still had to make money, right? Still had to eat. So now for 2021, you will not be getting a 1099 miscellaneous for those things. You'll be getting a 1099 NEC, non-employee compensation. So you will get one of those if you earned $600 or more. However, even if you did not earn $600 or more, you still are required to report the income. So it doesn't matter if you got the paper or not. If you earned, let's say, $450, you still got to report the income, okay? Then let's talk about 1099Ks for just a moment. You get a 1099K from places like PayPal or Stripe or any other payment processor type thing. And I want to say Uber and Lyft also give 1099Ks, okay? Now, states are changing their requirements. Normally, you get a 1099K if you have $20,000 and 200 transactions. Those were the thresholds. But states are changing those laws. Now, let me give you a little something, because this is going to, I believe we're going to see this change. So the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration, also known as TIGTA, released a report in December of 2020, and they reported that there is about $335 billion in income that was not reported for tax year 2017. They haven't gotten to 2018 and 2019, etc. And so they are recommending that the IRS go back and find these folk in order to get this tax money. Now, like I said, states are starting to change their reporting requirements. I know Massachusetts and Vermont, also Virginia, have changed their reporting that they want to see 1099Ks for $600 or more. I think you're going to see more states conform to that because, again, they're missing this tax money. So just know that if you get that 1099K, even though you weren't expecting it, you still need to report that income. And even if you don't meet the thresholds and you have states that have not conformed, you again are required to report the income. Okay? Next is forgiven PPP loans. All right. So before your PPP loan is forgiven, it is considered a loan. It is not considered any type of income until after the loan is forgiven. So if in 2020 your PPP loan has not been forgiven, it is still considered a loan. If it doesn't get forgiven until 2021, that's when it becomes income. So then the reporting is in the year it's actually forgiven. But now, the feds have already said that PPP loan funds are not taxable at the federal level. That does not mean they're not taxable at the state level. Not all states have conformed to the federal law. So you might have loan forgiveness at the federal level, but your state may still be taxing those funds. So you got to know what your state is doing and how those forgiven loan funds are reported on the tax return. It completely depends on your business structure. I'm not going through all of that. If you don't know how your PPP loan fund should show up on your tax return, you need to hire somebody. Okay. So, and also with those states that are not forgiving, that are taxing PPP loans, then, you may or may not be able to deduct those business expenses as well. So you really got to know what your state is doing. The state has, some states will conform, some won't. Some will, say, hey, these forgiven loan funds are not taxable, but you also can't deduct the expenses, whatever. You just got to know what your state is doing. Okay. Now, then the EIDL grant funds. This is the advance, the $1,000 per employee, what have you. Again, not taxable at the federal level, but the states, it may be taxable. And also understand that this is EIDL grant money that is not taxable at the federal level. On a regular day, grant funds are taxable. It just is. Okay. So that's that. Then there is the economic impact payments, also the stimulus payments, right? That is not taxable. It is an advance credit on the 2020 tax returns. And that brings out a whole litany of questions. And I don't have enough I just don't have enough time to answer every single variable that happens with the economic impact payments. Okay. So just know that it is a credit on the 2020 tax return. If you did not get the stimulus payment for whatever reason, then it will be taken as a credit on the tax return. You need to know if you received those payments and how much you received, because the government has said if you receive stimulus money, but you didn't receive all that you were entitled to, you would get the additional on your 2020 tax return. But that means you got to know how much you got and if you got one or two payments or whatever. Okay. So those are the major pots of money that people received in 2020 and how it gets reported. Okay. I know some people are like, this is really confusing, and we get it because it's just a lot. So I would encourage you, when it comes down to getting your 2020 tax return prepared, to put your patience hat on, because there are just a lot of moving parts that are going on, and your tax professional is going to need time to make sure that you get all that you are entitled to. The last thing that you want to do is rush this 2020 tax return and then have to amend for some stuff. Just don't do it. Take the time to allow your tax professional to get it right the first time, so you don't have to worry about those amendments. Okay, so that's it for all of this income. I hope that really helps you in gathering all of this stuff, y'all. It's just a lot, okay? It is what it is. All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to Home Biz Tax Talk. Again, we air Monday through Friday, and you can come right here to get your questions answered about your home business taxes. All right. Have a great day, and I will see you all next time. Bye.